week 3 assignment, which is to put your assignments from week 1 and week 2 in the format of a PowerPoint. So that might sound both terrifying and very exciting. So here we go, week 3 assignment. So let's check out what y'all have to do. Okay, if this will load. There it goes. All right, so this is due Friday, 4/24 at about midnight again. And what you're doing here is you need to create a PowerPoint presentation for your Opposing Viewpoints project. And again, remember, your classmates are going to view this PowerPoint presentation next week and make comments on it. So you want to make sure you do a good job. So what we got to do is, if you look down here, this gives you a slide-by-slide overview of what you have to include in your PowerPoint. So slide 1 has to be a title. Slide 2 is your background. You hopefully remember that you did your background information in your week 1 assignment. Slide 3 is going to be the introduction to your first viewpoint, which is going to include your thesis that you did in your week 2 assignment, as well as the 3 arguments that you did in your week 2 assignment. You're going to have one slide for each argument that you did in your week 2 assignment. And then you're going to have on slide 7, you're going to go and transition over to your second viewpoint with your second thesis. And then you're going to include a slide for each of the arguments that you did for your second viewpoint. And again, all of this information comes from your week 1 and week 2 assignments. None of this is new. The only thing that is new this week is that you have to transfer this information into the form of a PowerPoint, and you have to include at least 4 sources in MLA format, okay? So that's what you're doing. All you are doing is transferring the information from week 1 and week 2 into a PowerPoint format, following this slide-by-slide template right here, and it tells you everything you need to have on each slide. So this is probably going to be a little easier to understand if we look at some examples. So the example that I've used all along in making these videos as I go with you and do the project with you for each week is I've done vaping. So you can see here that I have included a model PowerPoint for what my project would be for vaping. Is it harmless or is it dangerous? And you can feel free to look back at the examples that I included for week 1 and week 2, and you will see how I transferred this into the PowerPoint. So here, this is our slide 1. So looking at our slide 1 requirements, we have to include a title, the topic, our name, period, teacher, and an image. So you'll see here I have the title, I have the topic, I have name, period, teacher, I have a picture. So I've met all the requirements. And then you can see here my slide 2 is my backgrounds for vaping. Now, literally what I did for my background is I copied and pasted the background from my week 1 assignment. I pasted it here into my PowerPoint, and then I just kind of edited it so that it's in bullet points. Okay, so that's really all you have to do. You're not having to retype things. You're not having to remake things. All you're doing is putting it in the format of a PowerPoint, okay? So copying and pasting what you've done and putting it in bullet points, putting it in a way that's easy to understand, that's totally fine. So here you'll see slide 2 is supposed to be our background, right? It's supposed to include all the relevant information from our week 1 assignment. I transferred it there. It's in bullet points, and I need at least 1 image. So you can see I did that too. Transferred the information over from week 1, put it in bullet points, and then I have my images. So slide 3 is our introduction to our first viewpoint, right? Remember, you have 2 viewpoints, one for and one against your topic. So here's my first viewpoint. This one is the one that says vaping should be regulated. So what I have to do for slide 3, it says I need to include the following: my thesis, which is copied and pasted from my week 2 assignment, and I have to include the 3 arguments associated with my viewpoint. So over here you'll see I have my thesis, copied and pasted from my week 2 assignment, and then I have my main 3 arguments that you're going to be walked through in the next couple slides. Where did I get these arguments? Remember, these 3 arguments are both in my thesis, And they're also the 3 arguments that I explained in my week 2 assignment. And I have my picture. All right, so slide 4, if we look back here, we'll see that slides 4 through 6, these are our 3 arguments. So slide 4 is going to be argument 1, slide 5 is argument 2, slide 6 is argument 3. So in each of these slides, we're going over each argument. We need to have 5 bullet points per slide and 1 image per slide. So going back to my example, you will see here's my argument 1. I have my bullet points associated with my argument, and I have my image. Here's our next slide. This is our argument 2, my bullet points, my images. My next slide, argument 3. These are my bullet points, and I got some little pictures over here on the side. Okay? So once you did that, you're now halfway done. And we're going to shift over to our second viewpoint. So as of slide 7, now we're going to our other viewpoint on our topic. And just like our viewpoint 1 introduction, now we're introducing viewpoint 2. So we need to have our thesis copied and pasted from our week 2 assignment, and then the 3 arguments for the other side, right? So here we go, viewpoint 2, vaping should not be regulated. Here's my thesis copied and pasted, and then here are my 3 arguments that I'm going to go through. Remember, our 3 arguments again are from our thesis and from our week 2 assignment. So just like the previous slides that I showed you, slides 8 through 10 here are going to include our viewpoint 2 arguments. So 1 slide for each argument that we have. So going back, you will see here's my viewpoint 2 argument 1, my bullet points, my image. My viewpoint 2 argument 2, my bullet points, my image. And my viewpoint 2 argument 3, my bullet points, my image. Again, just a summary of your week 2 assignment. Once you're done with that, you need to have a slide about your viewpoint, right? What you think. So, and we talked about that in your week 1 assignment. You had your viewpoint. So here's your viewpoint. Vaping should be regulated. Your bullet points, your image associated with that. And then for our final slide, we need to have our sources. So here you just need to have 4 sources in alphabetical order in MLA format. And I know you've done MLA format in your English classes, so you should be familiar with how to do that. So this is the only new thing this week, just to identify 4 sources that you used in doing your research and putting them in MLA format. And then you are done. You have completed the assignment. And then you can see down here, this is the rubric and how you will be graded. So you can see the what counts as a 5 over to a 1. So you might be saying at this point, but Ms. Montz, I'm not good with PowerPoint. I'm not familiar with PowerPoint. I know I need to just transfer my information, but this seems a little intimidating for me. So what I included for you, if you go back to Edmodo, you will see that there's a template. So it says template Opposing Viewpoints Week 3. So if you click that, what I've done for you is I've created an outline in PowerPoint that you are totally free to use. So in order to edit this, you would go to download, and then it's going to open in PowerPoint. So let's open this up. Okay, so what we have here is, again, this is a template for you to type in to include all the information. So if you are uncomfortable with PowerPoint, this is going to be what you want to do. So here you're going to put your title. So for example, let's say I was doing student loan debt. That's the example that I've used in the previous video. So my title could be something like student loan debt, helpful or hurtful, right? Just something like that, something that catches someone's attention. And then I got to put my topic, and my topic is should the government regulate student loan debt? My name, right? My period, which is, go with 1, that sounds exciting. My teacher, which is also me. And then you're going to want to put an image, a picture somewhere on this slide, right? That's your slide 1 requirement. You need to also have a picture. So let's look at slide 2. So background, insert topic here. So you're going to put the topic that you have. So background, which is student loan debt, right? And then your background information goes here. You already researched your background in week 1, all text is in bullets, and then you're having at least one image. So you would literally copy and paste your information from week 1, put it in bullet points, put a picture on this slide, and you can literally copy and paste it right here. And then you can see here, I've included a slide, okay, viewpoint 1, put what your first viewpoint is here. So my first viewpoint could be something like student loan debt is harmful and should be regulated, right? I would copy and paste my thesis here. I would put my 3 arguments here, and I would include an image, and so on and so forth. So you can see that for every slide, I have put what you need to have on every single slide, and I've created a template for you, a place for you to put everything that you need to have. So if you are unclear with how to use PowerPoint, I would download this and just insert your information right here into this template. And once you've done that, you are done. You just need to upload it onto Edmodo. And then what we're going to do next week is we're probably going to put these in a Google Drive, and then you're going to be able to view everyone's PowerPoint and comment on them. And we'll provide more information for that next week. That's what you have to do then. So for now, this is what you need to work on. Please reach out if you have any questions. I am happy to help you. The best way to reach out is going to be on our messages on Edmodo or through Remind. So have a good week, and please let me know if you need help. And remember, you can also reach out to us on Zoom or request a personal Zoom meeting. So take care, guys.